Let's bring in Michigan Republican Congressman John James, a member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. He served as a combat helicopter pilot during Operation Iraqi Freedom. It is a real pleasure to see you, my friend. Listen, I'm like most Americans. I want to see those gas prices come down, but I think it all begins with traffic and how you get the oil to the marketplace. Let me share this sound. This is the president talking about a lot of tankers making their way here to the U.S.
What about oil exporters? Tell me about this, because do you expect super tankers, empty super tankers, to go to the Gulf of America, to go to Louisiana, go to Texas?
Well, they're already coming. Well, Texas, they're going to go to Texas. They're going to go all along our shoreline. I mean, we have the biggest ports, and they're going to go. Remember this, and this is pretty amazing. And this is my time. That when I came into office, we were third and fourth in energy and in doing exactly this, the oil and gas and other things. Now we're bigger than Saudi Arabia. Think of this, and we're bigger than Saudi Arabia. Add Saudi Arabia with Russia, and add another country in there, whichever one you want. We're bigger than all of them combined. Think of that. That's all because of Trump.
Listen, I've been looking at a live map of tankers coming toward the U.S. It is like traffic on the 405 out there.
Well, you know, the United States exports nearly 3 times as much oil as Iran. The United States has massive capacity to make sure that our allies are stable, make sure that we are stable, because President Trump focused on energy dominance. And all of the above energy strategy, when sadly Democrats spent the past 4 years under Biden and previous to President Trump's first term under Obama with Green New Deal type mandates, which forced wind and solar that we weren't ready for. President Trump is about making sure that we are energy dominant, relying on America's oil and natural gas so that we can keep our prices low and stable, and also have enough to export to our allies around the world. The #1 consumer of Iranian oil is China. Nearly 90% of Iranian oil goes to China. They are undergirding Iran's economy, and President Trump is saying no more.
You know, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Congressman. A lot of people are sort of missing that angle of this story. Keep in mind, not just China, but a lot of the Asian major economies are absolutely reliant on energy coming through the Strait of Hormuz. The president obviously trying to support those who need that energy. They can obviously buy it from the U.S., but obviously also there's that angle of a malign actor in Iran being girded by the regime in China. And so there's that angle, too. A lot of people are sort of missing that. I'm glad you mentioned it. Meantime, I think, as I mentioned, I'm like everybody else. I want to see cheaper gas prices. Some places it's still relatively low. Again, we are awash in energy here in the States. We're not as dependent on the Strait of Hormuz as, say, South Korea or Japan. But the president is talking about, yes, it may be a little bumpy between now and the midterms, but things will turn around eventually. Play a little sound, get your reaction on the other side.
Do you believe the price of oil and gas will be lower before the midterm elections?
I hope so. I mean, I think so. It could be. It could be or the same, or maybe a little bit higher. But it should be around the same. I think this won't be that much longer.
Listen, I'm a Chevy driver. You're in a state that is all about the American transportation and cars. What do you think? The president right on this one?
I'll tell you, the amount of ground the president has covered in just a couple of weeks has been incredible. Remember just a couple of weeks ago when Iran would absolutely not negotiate, and what just happened in the past couple of hours? They were in Islamabad negotiating with the president. That doesn't happen if you don't take America seriously. Under President Biden, nobody took America seriously. It was open season on Americans. We know that Iran must not and cannot have a nuke under any circumstances, and they cannot continue to get the means to have a nuke and continue to funnel money to terrorists all over the world and all over the Middle East. President Trump is doing everything that he can to keep Americans safe and successful, and also making sure that we choke off Iran's ability to make money to continue to terrorize Americans in the region and abroad is part of the way we do that. We need to make sure that we are selling our oil, increasing our oil output so that we can lower our prices here. And because of the work that we're doing for energy dominance with our Republican majority in the House and the Senate and with the White House, We are keeping prices low. And don't forget, we had $3 and $4 and $5 oil under Biden. The reason why we're talking about the oil going up to $3 and $4 is because Republicans lowered it in the first place. So we will get back there. We're going to do everything we can to get back there. But Iran cannot have a nuke. They cannot continue to fund proxies that say death to America. And we're going to do multiple things at one time. President Trump's on the right track, and we need to make sure we can support him.
He's a congressman and a patriot. John James, great state of Michigan. Good to see you. Have a great weekend.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.